So we're very, very happy to be back this Monday afternoon. Very, very glad to be back on the show, State of the Nation. So this is State of the Nation. Good afternoon to you. My name is Chris, and I'm going to be here up to 5 o'clock this evening. Wonderful having you. And it is in the cause of you people, this struggle will continue. Liberia is on the rising. Good afternoon to you. Today is June 26 or 25, which one? But it's on Monday, and it's the first day of the week in terms of work day. As a matter of fact, Sunday is the first day of the week and the first working day in the week. And nobody really loves Monday. As a result, nobody loves Monday. Monday is very, very far from Friday. Monday is very far from Friday, but Friday is very close to Monday. Good afternoon to you. 15 minutes up to the hour. My name is Chris, and we're going to have some updates coming to you from Sierra Leone, Freetown. A violent-oriented election taking place in next-door neighbor. What lessons are there for Liberians to learn and to govern themselves properly? As we have, let me see, how many more days we have for election? This year we take it serious, is very serious. This is getting serious. This is getting serious. I see some people already did their registration with NEC and are posting it on 106 days to election. We're coming to leave the 3 digits now. By the time it leaves the 100, it comes to now we got 2 digits going. And by the time you look, boom, Liberians are in queue voting for their new leaders. But first, let's hear from our sponsors. Orange, of course, is the biggest sponsor on this platform. Orange Liberia, and not only the biggest, but the clearest internet provider and that of GSM calls. This is Orange Liberia.
We don't worry about the data connection. Oh, there's a package for me. There's a package for you. There's a package for everyone. $4. I can reach out my West and enjoy with confidence.
To activate, dial *888# or subscribe via My Orange app. $1 gives you 50 minutes on net calls and 5 minutes off net calls, while the same dollar gives you 500 megabytes of data. Valid 24 hours. Enjoy using the best mobile network, certified by Ookla second time in a row. Visit our website, www.orange.com.lr, or call 111 for more information. Brings you closer to what matters. Orange.
Raptor, fast-speed internet, and affordable data pack. I have no excuse to not get one Raptor in my house. Yeah, let me run 9 to 4 for me and the family.
Get your home internet router from any Orange store or POS around the country and enjoy affordable data packs that start from $9 for 10 gigabytes valid 30 days to $59 for 125 gigabytes valid 30 days. There's a pack for everyone. Enjoy using the fastest speed internet. Brings you closer to what matters. Orange.
Jocelyn, please walk me. I'm going near Chalosha. Chalosha, what are the junction there? Yeah, but I'm going to recharge for the weekend. I enjoy Orange far away. The people get 1 gigabyte for $2 for 7 days.
Starting at $2, you can create your own 4G LTE data pack with the #1 mobile network operator in Liberia. Dial *352# or subscribe via the My Orange app. Enjoy using the fastest mobile network, certified by Ookla second time in a row. Brings you closer to what matters. Orange.
Jocelyn, please walk me. I'm going near Chalosha. Chalosha, what are the junction there? Yeah, but I'm going to recharge for the weekend. I enjoy Orange far away. The people get 1 gigabyte for $2 for 7 days.
Starting at $2, you can create your own 4G LTE data pack with the #1 mobile network operator in Liberia. Dial *352# or subscribe via the My Orange app. Enjoy using the fastest mobile network, certified by Ookla second time in a row. Brings you closer to what matters. Orange.
Jocelyn, please walk me. I'm going near Chalosha. Chalosha, what are the junction there? Yeah, but I'm going to recharge for the weekend. I enjoy Orange far away. The people get 1 gigabyte for $2 for 7 days.
Starting at $2, you can create your own 4G LTE data pack with the #1 mobile network operator in Liberia. Dial *352# or subscribe via the My Orange app. Enjoy using the fastest mobile network, certified by Ookla second time in a row. Brings you closer to what matters. Orange.
Use on to use 20% off all phone prices. Adia I got you. Techno and then you see my power off phone here. I get my brand new sortie.
We have the best deals, offers, and promos. Purchase from any of our stores and POS around the country and enjoy the best mobile coverage certified by Ookla. Second time in a row brings you closer to what matters. Orange.
Use 20% off all phone prices. Adia I got you. Techno and then you see my power off phone here. I get my brand new sortie.
We have the best deals, offers, and promos. Purchase from any of our stores and POS around the country and enjoy the best mobile coverage certified by Ookla. Second time in a row brings you closer to what matters. Orange.
Okay, so yes, that's it from Orange, Liberia, and it's 12 minutes after, sorry, 9 minutes after 3 o'clock. At 3, we're going to host the Lloyd's family. They want to eulogize their father, who, according to them, was a real mouthpiece for whether the elite or the on sorry, how do you call it? How do you call it, people? The common people. That is, he's passed now, and his children, in celebration of the Father's Day, want to memorialize him via radio and say some of the things that their father stood for as they all told him goodbye. And it's mostly about his activities within the PRC regime. That's the People's Redemption Council, military junta. What he did to push for participatory democracy and save life, they want to share with that. And if, of course, it's in celebration of Father Day. Whether living or not, they are celebrating their father. And so, as I said, nobody likes Monday. Nobody likes Monday, and everybody can bear me witness for that one. It's a Ghanaian music. Nobody likes Monday. Anybody who likes Monday, especially financial stuff, well, tell us. Then you can tell us where are you getting your inspiration from. We're not talking about another thing. We're talking about financial dealings on Monday. It's not easy. nobody likes Monday. The computer is misbehaving. You're sorry. I'm back again with my sorry. Yeah, I'm back again with my sorry. And very soon we'll get to Magdalene. Magdalene is on her way from Sierra Leone. She's been there so much busy and filing reports almost every day on her tour there with a group of Liberian journalists. I got a light that they are on their way from Sierra Leone. They must have passed boat already headed towards the Liberian Sierra Leonean border. So let's take this musical break to be right back. Sorry, when I come back, then we'll go strictly to talk to the Lloyd's family who are already in studio. But first, this one, Nobody Loves Monday. Okay, so let me acknowledge some of our online viewers as we prepare to go into segment one on State of the Nation. As I said, the Lloyd family are already in studio. They want to memorialize their late father in continuation of uh, Father Day celebration and what they. Mhm. So provisional results coming in from Freetown. Rating in Creole has been reported by the BBC. The Chief Electoral Commissioner of the Electoral Commission for Salon, Mohammed Connor, Don announced the partial result for the country presidential election way hold on Saturday. He said the partial result represents 60% of result where they tally across the country. Actual figures will come from Magdalene. We're expecting her to call in on her way from Freetown to Monrovia. If you're monitoring us, we wish you safe trip back home. Man, you sacrifice your life, your respective life, to bring information back to the people of Liberia coming in from their neighboring country. Election violence, marred by violence is good, and information I got, all of them are returning home healthy. Ebe Yuma Plaki, Habaku Powie, Edwin Lombe, Shadrach Gide II. We also go to Maryland County as part of this broadcast today to talk to our correspondent, Rashford Gardner, who's telling us some good things and bad things coming from the Southeast. So let me bring this one down to the updated exclusively for you, Master Gitawe. This is what you love so much on State of the Nation. It's 1 minute after 3 o'clock. This is a production of the management of the Renaissance Communications Incorporated, Truth FM. As I said, I'm here alone, but that loneliness is going to break as of tomorrow. Madeline returns and takes her seat. Let me rest myself. Let's do this one as we prepare to go strictly into Studio B, to talk to our guests.
Daddies, them say we don't know how to marry, we just be worried. Daddies, them say all we do is to run away from the babies. Daddies, every day we do this and that. Them say we will not be responsible. Not be everybody there like that. It just be funny, cause if man no day, if papi no day, then wait till we get. If man no day, if man no day, how we go exist? Happy Father's Day to you. Happy Father's Day to you. Happy Father's Day to every man where you fight for the responsibility. Happy Father's Day to you. Happy Father's Day to you. Happy Father's Day to every man where they do everything for the family. Who say man no day? So who say man no day? See, if man no day, if papi no day, then wait till we get. If man no day, if man no day, then you know.
Okay, so also coming up later on after this segment, Ellen Johnson Sirlee's initial reaction referring to the judicial system as bad day. But she tweeted on the weekend, and those of us who are subscribing to Twitter, we get it often. The rest of you will follow us after. So let me bring this one down to go strictly to Studio B to talk to Mr. Lloyd. Mr. Lloyd, good afternoon to you. How are you?
Good afternoon. Thank you for inviting me here today. Thanks to the RCI, SELLEE Communication Incorporated, which produces Truth FM on this 96.8.
Thank you very much. And let me use this time on behalf of management to extend our condolences to you. You've for the loss of your dad, which you've come to eulogize, maybe memorialize him via radio. What was his name? His full name?
My father was the Reverend Dr. J. Edwin Lloyd Sr.
Okay, so there's a town on the highway to Buchanan called Louisville.
Louisville, that's where he's from. That's where his father is from.
Oh my goodness, sorry about that. Okay, so what's your name?
My name is John F. Lloyd. I'm the son of the deceased, the Reverend Dr. J. Edwin Lloyd, and it's been a pleasure being here, despite circumstances.
Yeah, sure, man. And it's good that you brave the storm to come. You usually this kind of period, people set it aside to remain quiet and but this is how you want to honor your dad after all his sacrifices for this country. Thanks for coming.
Well, yeah, this is our duty as we see it.
Okay, so those of you watching us online in the United States, wherever you are, in Europe, let me recognize some of our online. Tapla Buakadi watching us from Burrowville City. Samuel Pangbala, your daddy in Weaver Community Street, that is. Another one is watching from Peace Island, and this one is watching from Sydney, Australia. Welcome to the platform. So, Mr. Lloyd, let's historicize the Lloyd's family, especially your dad.
Okay, you want me to tell you?
Yeah, please do that.
Well,
and people in Buchanan are tuned in as well as Louisville as well.
Exactly. So, Grand Bassa County, I'm sure they are well in tune. My father was a son of Grand Bassa County, something that he was always proud of, a true son of the soil, born in Orange Grove District, number 1, Grand Bassa County, family hailing from Louisville. He spent his early life in Buchanan, and of course, like many folks back in his days, had to come on River to seek better opportunity, especially for education. He gained his education and began his professional services within the armed forces of Liberia, which granted him opportunities to study abroad from Morocco to the United States and various military colleges. And He returned home and served in various capacities within the military, which include being a legal counsel on the court martial board, and serving as quartermaster general, and eventually as chaplain general. And upon his appointment as chaplain general by the late President William Howard Talbot, who appointed him there, that he began his transformational activities within his life. Many at that time who are still around will record that he was one who stood up to the then military regime of the PRC and told them to stop the random killing and execution of officials in the aftermath of the 1980 coup, and that vocal call, to the government led him to Belayala. He told the army before their face that they shouldn't destroy what they didn't build, and that if they continue in that path, eventually they will fall victim to the very activities that they were meting to others. 10 years after, he made a call again when the rebel forces invaded the country. He called upon the government to act quickly to begin negotiations and some talks to avoid a war, because based on his military experience and as president of the National Red Cross at that time, he had been approached by international partners that had informed him that something should be done to avoid a prolonged war in Liberia. And that's why he reached out to the government. The government was not wise enough, and they began to attack him. And that's how he fled to Ivory Coast. And a few months after, the rest is history in what happened to Liberia. So for those, bold moves that he made, history will remember him well. And many Liberians in hindsight appreciate his service. So he went on to the Ivory Coast, where he established, the famous refugee camp in Danane, where they hosted at least about 250,000 Liberians, helping them to make contact with their family abroad, establishing schools, negotiating with the government. From Felix Houphouët-Boigny to Kone Bidier and all these leaders of Ivory Coast, he engaged them. They even visited his home in Danane, and he visited them, and he gained, through his connections, he gained a lot of services for Liberian refugees to go to school, to travel abroad, established, connections to establish things like refugee program, resettlement for folks to go to Australia, America, Canada, and other places. And that transformed the lives of thousands of Liberians who are now sending remittances back here to keep the economy going. So for all of his services, Liberians throughout the world, not just here in Liberia and the United States, but Australia, Europe, have all, been in a sense of bereavement over his laws, and his contribution was great.
Okay, so yes, thank you for the brief background. And I'm just reading about his tenure at the Liberia National Red Cross. Just Google his name and everything just splash out. You mentioned about him being imprisoned at the infamous Belayala. Let me take you back. We might not have gone to Belayala to see condition or to feel condition, but the first broadcast journalist to ever visit Belayala in 1960 described condition, and those conditions never changed until the war came. That means your dad went through those very conditions as being described in this report by this broadcast journalist from the United States. Take a listen.
The most notorious is the prison camp at Belayala. Belayala is a sort of African Devil's Island, surrounded by jungle, and 3 days' walk from the nearest road. Some of the inmates are hardened criminals. Some are called security risks, and some are classified as troublemakers sent here by direct order of the president. The food allowance per prisoner is less than a nickel a day. NBC News' Robert Rogers was the first reporter ever to visit Belayala.
What did you come here for? Well, as they say, they charged me for security risks. Put me in jail and send me up here for security risk.
Did they tell you what security risk means?
Well, no.
How long have you been here?
I've been here since 65.
What was your offense?
I was arrested for vagrancy.
Vagrancy?
Yes, sir.
Now, what does that mean?
Walking late hour in the night.
How long have you been here?
From 1965, I got to tell you.
You've been here since 1965 on a vagrancy charge?
Yes, sir.
I am sent here directly by the president. And when it's sent directly by the president, the governor has to be quite strict because he doesn't want to lose his job and he doesn't want to get where I am. So he has to be quite strict himself.
You ever think about trying to escape from here?
No, I have never. Of course, I believe, frankly, I think I can escape any jail in Liberia, except you just put me in a place and put a chain on my neck and kill me. But as the Bible says that when the leader, I think you find this in Ecclesiastes or somewhere if I'm not mistaken, I just cannot quote the book perfectly now, but it says that if you have difficulties with your leader, you must not escape, because that in itself shows some sort of disobedience or some sort of envy against your leader as a satisfaction. So I am contented with whatever punishment my leader, the president, feels that I should bear. But one thing I'm citing off, I am a loyal and patriotic citizen, and I shall remain this way until death.
President Tubman frequently boasts of the peace and stability of Liberia, but he is not above using the threat of subversion to justify increasing his own powers. There has been no real trouble for years, but last October he had himself granted emergency powers, including the right to suspend the writ of habeas corpus.
Okay, so the first broadcast ever from 1961. Yes, some of those voices you heard in the recording went there before your dad, but conditions never changed up to the outbreak of the Civil War. I have been to Belayela. I've seen the remains of the prison compound. It was so terrible. The last time I talked to one of the victims, Professor Alari Topa, said the plane that took them to Belayela, it was a push and start plane. And he even pointed out at the waterside where they took bath in Chin. Your dad went through some of those horrific moments for social justice. And when he stood up, tell the tribunal not to execute the 13 government officials, which led him to Belayela. What lesson did his work on earth teach you, the children?
That's a profound lesson. I must mention to you, my brother, listening to that broadcast, and I think I commend you on your research ability to pull that out. It was very telling, that presidents in the past would just commit people who were not toting their line, to that level of persecution. And in our lives, we learned that from the bravery of men like my father, who went through the same thing that Alaric took by and the rest of them, they were all jailed during the PRC regime. Took by my father and even former President SELLEE, they all went through the same persecution from the PRC. It was a tough time, but it taught us the lessons of bravery and courage. And it also taught us what Martin Luther King said, that if a man cannot stand up for something, then he will fall for anything. The building of a nation cannot come, from the frail and weak, stands of men, but from courage and belief in a cause. So it teaches you that if you believe in a cause and if God is on your side. My father should have been killed when he was 39 years old. That's when he was in Belayela. He lived to be almost
at 39. It's already in Belayela.
Belayela in 1980, he was 39 years old. So he should have been killed. He was sentenced to death upon reaching Belayela. It was the former General Thomas Kwampa who sent an order saying that they should not execute him, and a few others. So he was one of those who were compassionate within the PRC to allow him to be spared. He went on to live from 39 to almost 82 years old. So despite his courage and his bravery and the threat that came upon him, the God who gave him courage still preserved him for another 43 years. You see, so if you have courage and with God on your side, I don't think anyone who believes in a cause should relent, especially if it's in the cause of your people. We look around today, we don't see that many men who are out there, within our society, who will stand up for what is right, to stand up for what they believe in, A few of them, I would say, are belly-driven, and beyond that, even copper-driven. That they will stand up for something until they see some pecuniary benefit that comes their way, and then they fall in another direction. So many of even our politicians today, if you check their history within even a period of 3 years, they have switched over 6 different times in different directions.
sorry, sorry about my laughter. Yes, you got it right. You want me to play some of them voices from one? Okay. All right. Sorry. Please go ahead. Go ahead.
So that's the society we live in today. But we have to realize this society that we enjoy today, the rights that we enjoy today, the freedom of press, which is even greater than the days of Tubman or Samuel Doe, did not come about through the weakness of men. It came out through the strength and courage of men like my father and others before him, Albert Ford and others who were before my father, who stood up as the voice for the voiceless and spoke truth to power. Those actions brought changes to our country. We understand that things that may not be perfect today, but the windows and the doors are open for better days ahead.
Okay, so this is State of the Nation. We have with us John F. Lloyd. He's the former president of the Liberia Association in Washington, D.C. He's here to eulogize his late father, Dr. J. Edwin Lloyd Jr. Myself, he must have been famous, because if you Google his name, got multiple information coming up. This one, let me read this one from the Daily Observer newspaper. The veteran Liberian clergyman and statesman transitioned on Sunday, that is, where I want to know where all he worked. Former chaplain general of the Armed Forces of Liberia, former chairman of the City Council of Painesville, founding member of the Liberia Council of Churches, and pastor of the Hopeful Baptist Church in Shefflin, Miami County. Those are some of the works of your dad. During your period of bereavement, did the government show and show up to maybe as a statesman who is bidding farewell to the rest of the world? Did any government official come out?
Well, we
must express our thanks and appreciation and gratitude to the government of Liberia for the honor and respect given to our father at the fullest level that he deserved, according to the level of service that he made to his country. We were met at the highest level at the Liberian Army by the Chief of Staff himself, who afforded and offered all of the available resources of the military that were befitting of his honor, which he did receive. He received military guard from the time his plane landed at Robert Field up to when he was deposited, in his tomb in Grand Bassa County. So the Army, they did pay full respect, and the Chief of Staff, the Minister of Defense, and all the top brass of the Armed Forces of Liberia, in their command, showed their full respect, and we must offer our gratitude to them, respecting the service that he made to the military. We also thank the Commander-in-Chief, President George Weah, for allowing those in his government to perform that role. We were also received, through a courtesy call by the Minister of Foreign Affairs to the acting minister, who also made available all the resources of the government, representing the government in terms of offering respect. His accomplishments were well cataloged in a National Gazette, which was read at his funeral, and officials of the government were there attending the ceremony and gracing us, at the occasion to represent the government. So the government did play their part, and we do commend them for what they did.
Okay, so that's so good. And yes, I intentionally asked that question, and the answer really pleases me, that the government was, because sometimes the case is people usually sacrifice their life for the country. Sometimes during a period of bereavement, you don't see no appropriate ceremony this year, but so we can brag about your dad being given befitting burial. Am I correct on that one?
Oh, yeah, he had a
Area befitting of his service to his country and by the government. And it also happened that most of the high level government officials that we met that gave us audience to my mother and the rest of the senior members of my family when we met at the foreign ministry or at the Ministry of Defense. They knew him personally, and some of them even benefited from his work. So he spread his wing so wide that he touched so many folks, including those who are enjoying the powers of government at this time.
Okay, so the Google the dictionary defines legacy as the long-lasting impact of particular events, actions, etc., that took place in the past or of a person's life. The burden is now you, uh, Mr. Loy, and your siblings, your cousins, and all the family members to keep this man's legacy alive. What measure put into place or what the mechanism put into place? Maybe there could be a meeting of the minds at Louisville, make vowing and pledging and not to let his legacy go. I just been reading, he spent most the rest of his life in humanitarian works. How are you going to keep this legacy?
well,
You know, this effort to preserve his legacy, was started by him long before he passed. He planted that seed within us, his children, and we have a foundation already established, the J.E. Lloyd Foundation, which has been established to grant humanitarian services to people, similar to the work that he has been doing throughout his life. Through education, healthcare, humanitarian services, it's already been established, and we are working while we're here to establish, outreach and within Liberia, within that particular sphere. So there's work, that's already been launched in Grand Bassa County. There have been others who have been reached, other organizations and institutions that has reached out to us to see how much they can benefit from that. And as his children, he took us to most of these experiences that you read about. We were there with him one on one when he experienced these things. I was there at the Centennial Pavilion when he preached that sermon. I was a kid, maybe about 12 years old when it happened. A couple of days before he was jailed on May 12th. I was there when he was approached by the PRC a soldier at the Centennial Pavilion, dissatisfied after he preached that on a live broadcast on that Sunday. I think it was May 6th. My brother was there when he made that call at a press conference, calling on the Dole regime to go ahead and begin peace talks. And then we grew up to follow his work in many ways. You just mentioned I was president of the Liberian community in Washington, D.C. I was president there at the same time when he was head of the Liberian community in the Ivory Coast, and rose up also to become leader of the National Leadership Council of EULA, and also chairman of the African Leadership Council in Washington, D.C., and then becoming one of the first commissioners of African affairs for the United States Capitol, Washington, D.C., working in the office of the mayor. So we've done a lot of work in his lifetime that he could see. My brother also, I have two brothers who are also ministers who are Reverend Lords too. So you have one Reverend Lord going, you have a couple of Reverend Lords that he left.
Yeah, sure.
We have brothers who serve in the United States military and have been ordained as ministers of the gospel. So who are carrying, his legacy was so big that one person cannot carry. So a couple of us are carrying it in different directions.
Okay, so I just lay hand on this video. This title, Remembering and Honoring the Life of Reverend Dr. Edwin J. Lloyd Sr. Liberia will be a land of freedom if courageous individuals continue to speak the truth to those in power. Just take a listen briefly. Okay, so we gotta bring this one down. It's actually instrumental. Still photos. Those of you who watching live on screen, I guess you got a couple of that. With the time as 7 minutes after 3 o'clock in the night. 5 minutes, we will open the lines to some of you who want to join the family to remember with Lord. Are you related to Buffalo, Baltimore? Those are friends of ours. Noisville, yes. Okay, okay. I see. Yes, so those are good friends of ours. The, 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 the part I didn't want to hear was when he preached to the call on the PRC not to execute. To negotiate, to open dialogue. And I can imagine how exuberant military soldiers, after just singing a song, that notorious song, Soldier, Our Country, Woman Born Soldiers, this, that, I can imagine how exuberant they were. And when he spoke against it, and later on, he found himself at Belayala, which he said at age 39. But God has a way of doing everything. He lived. God gave him additional years more than what he has spent already before going to Belayala. And you, the children, we ask that it is good that you already got a foundation he is on. I've been reading about him in Daily Observer, and the Observer management seemed to be so much down with this man's work while he was living. Let me open the line quickly, and so some of your people in Grand Basel can interact with you. What next? That is 077-5144278. 077-5144278. In remembering his dad and keeping his legacy, John F. Lloyd said, not too many of Liberians now can stand and face the power that be and speak truth to power, characterizing, which is not a strange thing. Our society as gullible. And yes, when as far as I just heard of cash, is it what? Kappa what? I saw Liberians at Kappa what?
I said people usually use the word
belly driven, talking about their stomach, but a lot of our leaders and politicians now are kappa driven.
Yes, that's the word I wanted. Kappa driven. Let me take this caller. Hello. Yes, sir. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
My name is Tony Kwan, joining calls on District 6.
Let's hear you, Tony.
I want to say my condolences to the Lloyd's family. For the brother in the studio, I want to say, Chief, I want to say sorry now, man. But your father did a very good job in Liberia, because we from the University of Liberia and who believe in Professor Larry Tupa, he had narrated a story to us that before. And he said that brother was very courageous to the extent Larry Tupa said he believed in God. He was not get saved, but when he went to jail at that Belayala, he was touched by some of the message from Mr. Lloyd. And that alone, hello?
Yes, you're alive. Go ahead, Chief.
Yes, and that alone brought chill to young people today. And we will not forget about him. And only thing I want to recommend from the family is that we as students who read history, we want to be in remembrance, sometimes to be remember him again. So at least we can have a little talks. I can bring young people together and see some of his pastimes, some of his images. A lot of young people in Liberia does not know Mr. Lloyd. They don't know the work he played.
Okay. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. Let me take the next caller. Hello? Hello, 077-5144278. 077-5144278. A testimonial there given by a student from Professor Alari Tukba, who myself lectured me at it was like a political science class at the remains of Belayala prison. And you know, the jailer was still living at the time. The first time the road ever reached, motor road ever reached under Ellen Johnson, the jailer was still living. And every time we engaged in, all he did was to burst in tears. He couldn't explain anything to us. Hello, caller.
Hello?
Yes, what's your name? And let's hear you.
I'm Joshua.
Nine John Soir?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, where you calling us from, Chief?
They're from Fender as a curious boy.
All right, let's hear you, Mr. Soir.
Well, I wish to extend personally my condolences to the bereaved family of the late Henry Roy. He and I had a nickname for a classmate in Laboratory High School. And we graduated in 19.
Where was that school?
It was at the University of Liberia's campus.
Okay, Laboratory High School.
Yeah, Laboratory High School.
Laboratory High School, yeah.
Yeah, I graduated for that 1965.
Wow.
So he and I had a nickname. He's a coming from my foreign pastor because I'm from Bump.
Oh.
So yeah. So I hope, you know, it was laboratory the University had two high schools. Laboratory high in the morning and people's college in the afternoon for people who were working. Morning who have the chance to go to morning school.
Okay.
So I hope you will get some, you will give me your number so we can make possible to talk.
All right. Thank you so much. He's listening. Okay. Thank you so much. This is State of the Nation. Classmate of your dad is calling there, Nan John Soir, Laboratory High School on the campus of the University of Liberia. He said your dad used to call him Bonk, and he will call your dad Bassa because of their respective area of origin, county of origin. This caller is on. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Yes. How you doing? What's your name and where are you calling us from?
I'm okay. My name is Albert Dawson. I'm calling from Todman Field, Grand Bassa County.
Todman Field, Grand Bassa County. Let's hear you. Besson.
Yeah, I just want to extend my sympathy to the brother in studio. And I think his appearance had given flashback to people who were friendly when he died before.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's a good sign. And I extend my thanks and appreciation to him.
Thank you. Thank you. From Totmanville, Grand Bassa County. Let's take 2 more and then go to Mr. Lloyd. He will close up within the next 5 minutes. That is 077-5144278. 077-5144278. Let me see what I can take this caller. Sorry, you slip out. And we can give another chance. This one. Okay, it's time now. Let me go back to Mr. Lloyd. Mr. Lloyd. Okay, let me take this one. Consolation. Hello?
Yeah, how you doing?
I'm good. What's your name, sir?
Oh, I'm really still out there.
Yes, let's hear you. Where are you calling us from? Tinkers Village. Let's hear you.
Well, I just want to extend again my condolences to the Lord's family, Brother Lord, and was my senior pastor in Canada, near Baptist Church.
Mm-hmm.
And we want to just say that he was a great man. We want to say that may his soul rest in peace.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Pastor. Thank you. So let's take this last one. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Hafa.
Hafa, quickly, let's hear you.
Yeah, so I want to say my sympathy to the brother in studio, but he said one thing that I stand with him is that those days our forefathers used to be, when they say they are for this thing, they are for this thing, they will speak the truth to the leader without insults. But today we have a lot of people insulting.
I agree.
People just jumping from one party to another party. They are not stable. They are not dependable. And therefore, it is wrong to only chase after money.
Man. Sometimes it's not only money without power. Anyway, maybe the two of them can be divided.
Yeah, so that's why I want to agree with you. And the heart it should be, you should be with a particular party and remain with that party. Speak truth to power without insult. You don't have to insult power. You don't have to insult leaders because you are a father setting an example. You are a leader setting an example. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Caller. Let me take the hello. 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 Sorry. Let me take this. Yes, you are our last caller. Let's do it quickly. Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
This is Isaac Lloyd calling from the Ralphie Highway.
Isaac Lloyd, let's hear you.
Yeah. Now, let me say first of all my sympathy to my cause. His father was my father's older brother.
Okay.
And he's too for the cause. My dad was in the police force when he walked in. And then he walked up to my dad. He said, "Boy Joe," because my father knew what Joe said. He said, "Boy Joe, it's the time that you take out the police uniform because things are turning around." And my dad said, "What do you mean?" He said, "The war against Joe. You don't know? I don't want you to die cheap death for something you're not benefiting of. So take out the uniform." And my dad decided to listen. But then he was very firm. He went out of the mansion and told Joe, "Say, it's about time you leave. The war is totally against you. Nobody can help you. Go." And that night, he stopped by our house and he said to my father, "Boy, you and the guys got to leave. You and the children have to leave." I said it again on the radio, and do is after me. But I'm leaving. Wish you well. And he left. The next thing we heard, he stopped his articles. And we all met there. So he stood for the cause, and you are a unifier. You put the family together. You are always there for us. When there's an issue, he will be the first person to call that family meeting to hold together. My brother, my sympathy again.
Okay, thank you, Isaac. Thank you. Let me take what I can. Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Yes, I call from Grandmaster Owens Grove.
Owens Grove. But so move away from your monitor now.
Thank you.
Yeah, let's go. 1 minute. Let's hear you quickly.
First of all, my sympathy to Mr. Law in studio. I can remember when our father preached in a great pastor church that young people are in a situation that needs a decision. And that sermon really touched me. So his legacy will be in his work on earth that God said that we will work while it is did like time coming when no man can work, that he will labor, your labor will not be easy, and he will be laboring in the mass of the year. I thank you, brother.
Thank you.
Legacy will be me.
Thank you. That's some people calling.
Hello.
Hello.
This is Yukiko calling from Orange Grove District, Grandmaster County.
So you have to, like I told your colleague from Owens Grove, just move away from the radio set that you'll monitor. Okay. Let's hear your name.
I want to extend my sympathy to the Lord family. As people of Orange Grove, we are all bereaved, but we want to say that we are glad that we have such a son, such a father, such a preacher that stood the ground for others, not only for he and his family. So we, Grandmaster people, we are grateful. And we say to the Lord family, what you are doing to follow your father's legacy, may God be up, may God sustain you, may God lead you, may God direct you, may God help you to come back to Grandmaster and help the Grandmaster in Liberia. So to the Lord family, we hail here from Grandmaster County. We are glad that we have you guys as our brothers. May God bless you in Jesus' name.
Amen. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. What's your name again?
I'm Yukiko.
Sorry? Yuki. Yuki Ko from Owens Grove. Thank you so much, ma'am. Okay, so the lines are closed now. We can't take another call. Mr. Lloyd, you thought you were alone, right? That's why I'm saying it's a burden to keep your dad's legacy. You heard the callers, some of them very close friends, classroom friends, some of them are relatives. One of your cousins called, and again, God used him to become the lifesaver of some family members when the war was raging. He had the guts to tell Samuel Doe to leave, to step down, as things were going against him. Interestingly, it didn't work that way, but again, it was late. Like the brothers also said, for Always Grove, the time will come where no man will work. And by the time Mr. Doe got to know that he needed to leave, it was late. I can't take call now, Chief. I beg you. If any family member wants to call, just send me text. Then I will. If it is the same memorial association, just send me text. So you heard a caller. Some, at least 4 of them from Grand Bassa, one from Pinsville, your cousin, and a classmate of your dad. Yeah. Let me hear your response to them.
I was very impressed, especially from the classmate. Talking about Laboratory High School. Laboratory High School, where my father graduated from, at the time was a preparatory school for the University of Liberia that was established by President Tubman. That's where most of them went to prepare people for the University of Liberia. When they transformed it from Liberia College to the University of Liberia, they established that school as a prep school. Okay. And later on, the school was closed down, but they used the facility to establish what is now the William V.S. Tubman High School. So my father,
I see,
Alumni Association of Tubman High, because
High, I see why Tubman High, Lab High, alumni always mingle with you. I feel it with Tubman High because it was Lab transforming into Tubman High.
Okay. So that activism, at Tubman High came from people like my father who was there before. Maybe they set the culture that produced Alaric Tukma and the rest of them who came after them. But I'm very grateful to all of the callers today and many others for your expression of condolences, and our family received that in whole heart. To the people of Grand Bassa County, we are proud to be sons and daughters of the soil of Grand Bassa County, from Buchanan to Orange Grove to Loysville, even to the villages of Queway and Pocorn and all these places where we've been with all the traditional folks of all these places where my father has his roots, and they from all the villages they've showed up in Orange Grove this weekend. In condolences. We didn't know how much strong connection he had with folks down in the deepest villages, the traditional chiefs, the elders. They were all there, grieving very heavily, over his loss. But for those who, especially at the university and other young folks coming up who are not current with history, you can get more information, and maybe folks at the university can make use of this in the library. He wrote a book that was published 2 years ago called "In the Army of the Lord: The Power of Fasting and Praying." It's out there on, you can Google it on Amazon, it's on Barnes and Nobles, and you can make it available to yourself and read more about him. But I'll go back to the issue I talk about, Bella-driven politicians and copper-driven leaders who in our society today cannot find themselves to stand up, for what is right. They waffle, they go, they are like, the wiper blade. It swings from one end to another, and sometimes in the middle. You cannot be a man if you cannot stand for certain things. And it is not just in an act of morality. It's an act of self-perseverance. It is not in your benefit to be someone that stands for nothing and to waffle. It is not in the interest of the people that you serve. But in the end, you become victims. We have leaders upon leaders in our history who have fallen, and we have seen how they and their families have been victimized in the aftermath. By the fact that they were not people of principles. My father could stand up to the president and say, "You need to step down," not because he hated the president, but he was trying to educate Mr. Doe that what he was doing and the path he was going was not even in his own interest. But he didn't listen. So he was showing love to Mr. Doe, who did not like himself, and Mr. Doe ended up in what we saw happen later on. So if you love your people, and if you love yourself, and if you seek the interests of posterity, the generations that come after, if you love this country, I think people need to step up and say what is right. They need to speak truth to power. It's not only just speaking for the voiceless, but also to see what is needed in our society and begin not only just to talk, but to transform all that vision that people talk about into a mission, to transform Liberia into a better place to be. This is a land of liberty. It was said that the love of liberty brought us here. Now, some people came here, but some people were here before. So I think actually the love of liberty brought us together. Maybe we could change the seal one day. And together as one, we should build our society. I noticed that a lot of people, they antagonize each other about, being from one political faction or to another side. We're all one. We're all entitled, I want to say to my people, to different political opinions. But I don't think we should fault anyone for disagreeing with us. We should love each other and see that people see things differently. But despite all the different sides that we have and the different opinions we have, we should be focused on one side, which is the love of Liberia. Once a person loves Liberia, it don't matter what their persuasion may be. The fact that they love Liberia is the centerpiece. And together with that central point of interest, we can come together and build this nation. There's a lot of potential I see in this place. If we can focus on Liberia itself and not focus on personalities, or be copper-driven or Bella-driven, I think this country will reach its full potential, which is yet to come.
Okay, so your cousin is asking for the name of the book again. It's on YouTube. Just Google it as Edwin Law's book. It's in the Army of the Lord. This is it. I've seen it on Google. It says Edwin Law books in the Army of the Lord, the power of fasting and praying as weapons by Reverend Dr. J. Edwin Yupe Lloyd Senior. That is it. Just Google it. You're going to find it. So as we close this interview, we're in a period of national history making. During these periods, a nation is either broken or it is made. Election will have 106 days to go. In 3 minutes, or interruptedly, I want you to speak to your compatriots as they go to this process, these elections.
I would say to my people, as you go
to the polls, stop focusing on giving benefit to those who are seeking power. Most of the conversations we hear is about who deserves to become president. No, it's not about who deserves to become president or senator or representative. It is about who deserves to carry the mantle of the people that will bring the best interest of the people, that will yield the benefit, that will turn around and bring dividends for our people. So when you walk to the poll or you make your decision on who will bring food to the table of your household. Make a decision based on who will provide better education for your children. Make your decision based on who will provide health care for the elderly and even for the young who are sick, that will provide better roads, that will provide economic opportunity, that people will have jobs. Vote for yourself. It's not about whose time it is. It's about the time of the Liberian people. It's your time. It is not the time of any particular politician. Vote, and your choice should be the choice of your family and for the future of our nation. So I'm not going to sit here and say one group is, support one or the other. Everyone has the right in democracy, the freedom of choice. But your choice should be made on what is in the best interest of the nation. And that interest can be driven if you can find out what is in your own interest. Forget about the politicians and what is good for them. Think about what is good for you. If you can focus on what is good for you, then the nation will produce the best results within these upcoming elections. And I wish we all the best, and let's practice and enjoy this democracy that we've been fighting for, that folks like my father fought for, and make the best use of it through the wise choice that you will make at the ballot box.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Lloyd. 10 minutes are up to 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock, sorry. John F. Lloyd, the former president, Liberia Association in Washington, D.C., has been our guest, eulogizing and remembering the legacy of his late father, Reverend Dr. Edwin J. Yupe Lloyd, Junior, who passed off and has been buried in his hometown, Lloydsville, Grand Bassa County. Mr. Lloyd, thanks so much for coming.
Thank you so much for the opportunity, my brother, to share in your platform here, and congratulations to Truth FM 96.1. Congratulations on the progress you all been making, and I say hats off to all your listeners and viewers out there in Radio Land, and we hope to join you again and speak truth to power. We have it in your name.
This is it. This is a platform, and this platform is created for that. The only thing we don't take here is the use of profanity. As long as you have the zest, you have the gust, you have the strength, and you got the bravery, sorry, to speak truth to power, for power to change the course of action. Well, this platform is it. Thank you so much for coming. Okay, so we take a break. It'll be right back. When we come, it's going to be into the last segment of this. So this is done for exclusively for Charlie Bromsky, Counselor at Law, Vice Standard Bearer in Waiting, Alexander Cummings' choice for running mate, Sonaga Diabo. This is started. Was it you something like that? 106 days to go. We are gearing up. We stay awaiting the songs of various political parties or contestants. Just drop it to me. This is the only station that does that. I dare the others. The management will call them, or the government will call them. It is 4 o'clock in Monrovia. In a jiffy, we go to Hartford, Maryland County.
To marry, we just they worry. Daddies, them say all we do is to run away from the babies. Daddies, every day we do this and that. Them say we will not be responsible. No be everybody there like that. It just be funny cause if man no day, if puppy no day, then wait till we get. If man no day, if man no day, how we go exist? Happy Father's Day to you. Happy Father's Day to you. Happy Father's Day to every man ready fight for their responsibility. Happy Father's Day to you. Happy Father's Day to you. Happy Father's Day to every man where they do everything for the family. Who say man no day? So who say man no day? See, if man no day, if puppy no day, then wait till we get it. If man no day, if man no day, me then you know good day. Happy Father's Day to you. Happy Father's Day to you. Happy Father's Day to every man where they fight for their responsibility. Happy Father's Day to you. Happy Father's Day to you. Happy Father's Day to every man where they do everything for the family.
We are here today in this beautiful city of Bangabong County, united in the spirit of national patriotism, love for country, and genuine peace for 3 reasons. Firstly, I'd like to announce today that I will not be a candidate in the December 8th midterm senatorial election. I reached this decision in consultation with my family, the advisory council, and committed hard-working members of the Friends of SELLEE. This was a very hard decision, but we are convinced that our national interest should supersede our personal interest. The second reason we are here, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Chairman and officials of the Congress for Democratic Change and the Coalition for Democratic Change, I am very delighted to announce to you, to the people of Bong County and Liberia, that our loyal and committed members of the Friends of SELLEE join me here today to officially and publicly declare our membership to the mighty Congress for Democratic Change. Mr. Chairman and members of the CDC, the supporters you see here today represent a segment of our supporters, admirers, and members from across the 7 political districts in Bong County, as well as our members in Upper Montserrat, Magibi, Nimba, Lofa, and Bapuru counties, respectively. In closing, Chairman Malu, distinguished partisans of the mighty Coalition for Democratic Change, we are glad to be members of the CDC family today. Please convey our profound gratitude to His Excellency Dr. George Manawia, President of the Republic of Liberia, for the opportunity to join the CDC family, and may he accept the assurances of our sentiments and commitment. May the good Lord strengthen our president as he continues to steer the ship of state. May God bless the CDC and save our country.
Ambassador Jeremiah Silonte, 2005, National Democratic Party of Liberia, NDPL, 2011, Unity Party, 2017, ANC, CDC 2020, and up to present. Paco, you strong. Anyway, this is State of the Nation. It is 5 minutes after we are trying to get to Rashford in Harper, Maryland County. But first, let's hear from Orange, Liberia, while we try to connect Harper on this platform. Then we come to Ellen Johnson's reaction to the legal process ongoing at the judiciary.
Right on, fast-speed internet and forever data pack. I have no excuse to not get one router in my house. Yeah, let me run non-supporter for me and the family.
Get your home internet router from any Orange store or POS around the country and enjoy affordable data packs that start from $9 for 10 gigabytes valid 30 days to $59 for 125 gigabytes valid 30 days. There's a pack for everyone. Enjoy using the fastest speed internet. Brings you closer to what matters. Orange.
Right on, fast-speed internet and forever data pack. Trust me. But please walk me. I'm going near Chalosha. Chalosha, what to the junction there? Yeah, but I'm going to recharge for the weekend. I enjoy Orange far away. The people get 1 gigabyte for $2 for 7 days.
Starting at $2, you can create your own 4G LTE data pack with the #1 mobile network operator in Liberia. Dial *352# or subscribe via the My Orange app. Enjoy using the fastest mobile network, certified by Ookla, second time in a row. Brings you closer to what matters. Orange.
Trust me. But please walk me. I'm going near Chalosha. Chalosha, what to the junction there? Yeah, but I'm going to recharge for the weekend. I enjoy Orange far away. The people get 1 gigabyte for $2 for 7 days.
Starting at $2, you can create your own 4G LTE data pack with the #1 mobile network operator in Liberia. Dial *352# or subscribe via the My Orange app. Enjoy using the fastest mobile network, certified by Ookla, second time in a row. Brings you closer to what matters. Orange.
Get the best of news, views, and entertainment on Truth FM 96.1. Truth FM 96.1, the heart and soul of Liberia.
This is the point are reached, when it reaches, hey, the love that says is divided by two lines. Now the lines are visible. The young man says he's broken out of prison. Prison break, no girlfriend, more money, more girlfriends, plenty of money. So I will bring this one down. Now Madeline is in the bitter wave. Madeline is in the bitter wave of the Republic of Liberia. I can get her now on her mobile number. Madeline, good afternoon to you. I guess, yes, now your number is telling me you are in the glorious land of liberty. Just cross from Bowater side, right? Okay, that's wonderful. It's good to have you back home, and we can't wait to see you. As you've been finding us with all the updates from Sierra Leone. And now, provisional results. You got as you come to sign off now.
Provisional results that the Electoral Commission just released a few minutes ago. Just announced the two right, that's a free and a meal opposition.
Yes.
That's generally being carried on. That's what it is. That's what it is. The top three, the rest of them is already focused on that.
Yeah.
So I'm just happy that for example, carrying out People's Party or one of them is 30,650.
Let's do that again. 1,057,000.
Yeah,
660, right?
yeah.
Okay. Yep.
All people's progress is
700,000.
793,000.
793,000. 751.
Yeah, so the difference there is 263,909.
263,909 margin, meaning the ruling party is in the lead.
So that's the provisional result just released by the electoral commissioner, and then like I told you, our own law because the chair on political affairs, peace and security, he promised us to give us up on all of the happiness and give link us with press briefing, high level meetings, all of the activities that was ongoing. So he has been very interested. So I must say this and for that as well. So that is this one. Now if we have any updates, any platform, yes, we're going to update it to us like this because we have a lot of like Nigerians that live in Nigeria and this will need to be happening within their country.
Okay, Madam Magdalene Findasa. Tomorrow from 3 to 4, you will take questions from me. You do your own analysis. You give us your own experiences. I got a talking points for you already. So prepare yourself. Get up for tomorrow, 3 to 4.
Yeah, so definitely the company, maybe 2 or 3 of my
I was just about to say that. Hello, you're going out of the network. You're going out of signal. Hello? You are going out of signal. I guess you're driving into Liberia. Hello? Yes, that's what happened usually on the highway. Michael, are you there? Okay. So, yes, so tomorrow, Magdalene and two of her colleagues who traveled to Sierra Leone to cover that experience, that horrific experience, will be in the studio to tell us their own experiences and what lesson can we learn. As a matter of fact, the AU, ECOWAS, the Mother River Union, and that of the Commonwealth. Sierra Leone is a member of the Commonwealth. All the countries colonized by Great Britain or England are member of the Commonwealth. They all involved into it, and they are there. And all the parties have called on the Election Commission not to announce any number that is not real. All other numbers announced should be real and should be stamped, approved. So margin is 263,909 with the ruling party in the lead. The vote tallied already coming in from Sierra Leone, from our RCR reporter Magdalene, who was part of cross-border activities on Liberian feeding grounds there, and they just crossed it into Goldwater side, and I headed to Monrovia. Okay, so this musical break as we prepare to go to the okay, Magdalene is back. Yeah, you coming where? You back. You got signal now.
Yeah, I'm sorry we had to go because the signal was very terrible. I said the European Union had a meeting yesterday, which I attended but did not finish. And they have this release that I want to share because they are an international body.
Yep.
They said they are considering a highly political government environmental and civilian mistrust. And it said it is imperative that the Electoral Commission for Sierra Leone provide full transparency during the publication of results in order to ensure confidence and trust in the electoral process. And it was said by the European Union electoral officer, he's the chief observer, is even. So what they are actually saying, they want transparency in the entire process. In short, they want transparency, they want the electoral commission to. So while all of the EU observers are in the country, they are about 100. They have been assigned to every state across all of the regions. So they really want them to have access to anywhere that is they need to get any information that they need to get. So that's why they are trying to say. So before I can leave in mind, I want to say thanks so kind of for using the info new.
Hello? Hello? You're going out of signal again.
And the feature is implementing this cross-border project. So Madam Thomas Brown, you know her for sure. She's one of the veterans in this space. She's here with us. We have doing a lot of icons, but she our mama. And then we also have, like I've been reporting, we have the future president on board as well, Madam Johnson Theater. And we also have Madam Winnie Stewart, Jimmy. These are all veterans that we are on board. Our crew coordinator, we call her the crew coordinator for this cross-border, Madam Vivian Pool. And guess what? We're on board as well. Your women is also here.
No wonder I haven't been hearing from her. Now she was in Salon.
So we are all on board. We have correspondents County from Lufa, and we are all here, we are fine, and we are headed toward town. So thanks so kind for all of the time that you've given to UFIT and news and feature, which I am a member of feature. I want to say thanks to the two family because it's through this medium that we were able to find in all of the information that we've been getting from Sierra Leone. So thank you so much. And we can't wait to be here tomorrow. I will be there maybe with one or two of my colleagues, those who will be available. So thanks so kindly once again. I appreciate it.
All right, don't forget to bring me roasted cassava by the roadside.
Oh, I'm sorry, we just bought the roasted cassava, and you can get it right now.
Okay, thank you. No problem. See you guys in studio tomorrow. Magdalene with the crew there coming in from Sierra Leone, just cross border side on their way to Monrovia. Thank you so much, Mark. See you tomorrow. Okay. So yes, that was the co-producer of State of the Nation. At least I will rest tomorrow. No, not tomorrow. Wednesday. I'll rest Wednesday. Yeah. Yeah. So here we are. I can't get. I'm not getting Maryland. I don't know what's happening. I told him I'm going to take him. Let me try once again. Let me try once again. Rashford Gardner is in Harper, Maryland County. Let me see what I can get him. Once again, let me try this way. If I can, then we can go into where are the lawyers? Was it good, professionally good for the Chief Justice to have Rev Day celebration on the grounds of the Temple of Justice? Okay, quickly, we have Rashford Gardner. Rashford? Good. I've been trying to get you in the past 20 minutes now, but it's good to get you. Just in case we go off, I'll contact you on WhatsApp. But for now, let's do on this manual, this conventional call. Good news coming from Harper, bad news as well. The first one is most students coming from the high school are now getting to get trust in the learning environment of the Tottenham University. We told that there are so many students applying for entrance examination.
Right. So this Saturday, that was the 10th, the freshman and the exam of the Olympias University, and there was an unprecedented rise in the amount of students taking towards the examination. We had close to 800 in total in the class. Getting 200 or 300 or even 250, 200 was like a dream. But no one knows what happened. It's like more people have graduated from high schools and are vying to get a university education.
Okay, that's good. And how long is it going to take for the results to come out and then the admission process begins?
Results are going to be up by this week, and the admissions process will immediately kick off for those who, for example, have their WASP certificates and results and what have you. Now, here's the thing: some people, those who had just sat for the WASP, were allowed to sit for the exam with the hope that if they make a pass, then they'll just start the process of admission. But so for those who already have their results and credentials, they will go right ahead to start processing their papers maybe in the next 2 or 3 weeks.
Okay, so let's move on to the other one. You are reporting some improvement on the southeastern corridor as criticism mounts on the government of Liberia. Some interventions have been made already on the road, right?
Sure. Recently, there's been a spike in criticism criticism that preceded when the Speaker of the House, Wales from Maryland County, in person of Chambers, had to before through the war just to come home. And of course, the spark of huge additional criticism, not just from the media and ordinary citizens. And so immediately after that, we started to see the landing the Port of Harper of 50%. As we speak, there's the engineering of some section of the engineering battalion at the AFL at that point. The major trouble spot, which is between Grand Jida and River Lake County. We also have the logging company, which is also in that area, and of course the Ministry of Public Works. What they've done actually, they've created a sort of bypass for the light of vehicles, and they're also there around to ensure that even if a vehicle gets stuck, they do their best to pull it out. So we've not seen that kind of build-up of vehicles which are stuck, especially vehicles carrying basic essential goods and services for the Southeasterners.
Okay, that's welcoming, and yes, any responsible government is supposed to do that. The next one, there are some bickering, unfinished business on who becomes the mayor of Harper.
Right. So the Harper District women actually have been agitating for a female from the district to serve as a replacement. Now, remember, we had a female as mayor of Harper, and she had to resign because of the code of conduct, and which was reiterated by President George Weah. And so there's a vacancy. However, there's been also a fight from the lawmakers, and they've said, and Speaker Timmers in particular have said to me that this thing is a government, is a presidential thing. It lies solely within the purview of the president. He will appoint at will, and of course, the lawmakers could do a recommendation. The indication is that the lawmakers aren't up for what the ladies are up to have a lady, another lady mayor. They've not come out right to say who they are in support of, but it's been whispered through the grapevine that the a young man to serve in that position running up to the end of this tenure of the CDC-led government. So, but that's unofficial. But the women, knowing that they also have this huge task of fighting the weight of the lawmakers, there's internal union between the women groups within and without of the Harper District. And on the Harper group, one group of that to the airwaves this morning, and they were questioned and quizzed even by some members of the women organization. They elected a woman and equal to serve in that position, and according to them, they've made their recommendation to the president. How they made that, if anybody's guess, but the indication is definitely that they're not united on this one.
Wow. Is this precedented or what? It's very strange to the people of Harper.
It's strange that the women could be so divided, and people are hinting that this may be the infiltration of some bigger hand, maybe to sway and shake up the unity of those women. Because remember, we had women agitating for justice quite recently when we had the death of little Levi Cooper. I think everyone remembers that. And they were united. All of them spoke with fulfill their goal of having a female mayor from Upper District to serve in that capacity in Upper City may not come to fruition.
Thank you so much, Rashford. I wish you all the best. And how is the rain? 2 consecutive days, in fact, 3 consecutive days in Monrovia, being raining cats and dogs. What's about Harper, Southeast, particularly Harper?
Rather dry at this time, even though there are showers and sprinkles. But we've had our fair share of heavy and excessive rainfalls, which led to flooding in several parts of Upper and some parts of in Maryland County. So that was at the beginning of the month of June, which is a usual thing down here. Whenever the rain season, especially in the month of June, you have a very heavy downpour, sometimes for a week straight or 10 days without a let off. And most of the community roads are actually drying up. I'm talking about those which don't have any pavement. They were quite messy. In the hilly areas, you can't go up those hills without a 4-wheel-drive vehicle. But the sun has been shining. At least, especially today, we've had a very good sunshine. And things are looking kind of up.
Okay, thank you so much, Rashford. Any update, please? Don't hesitate to please alert me if there's any update, maybe for tomorrow. Thank you. Rashford is our Maryland County contact and analyst on State of the Nation, reporting live from Harper, Maryland County. This from the top. Judicial Canon 12. Judicial Canon 12. A judge should not accept any present or favor from litigants or from lawyers practicing before him or from others whose interests are likely to be submitted to him for judgment. But I see still nothing about not celebrating birthdays. let's go to this one. A judge should not accept. Oh, I said this one already, right? A judge should conduct himself in a decent and honorable manner in the society. A judge should refrain from ungentlemanly acts such as drunkenness. Oh, drunkenness is ungentle. A gentleman. Ah. Uh, thank, thank God some of us left this here. With yeah. Sorry. Lucky, just wait a little bit till I'll come to you. I know, and once you stand for justice, the truth, he will stand alone. Yes. Hmm? So to really be, I mean, drunkenness is on gentlemen, according to the judicial council. Yeah. Hmm? Okay. So yeah, Magdalene keeps sending updates. Thank you so much, my partner on the show tomorrow. You will get it from me. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. Please, what? Please talk to old school. My man, Joseph Yanku, I don't drink. I don't. I'm French. You looking for me because of alcoholism, and I hear myself. And your wife has advised you to leave alcohol. You say you and alcohol will be partner for good. Well, you leave me out. Yeah. Thank you, Maggie. I got it. These are damn it. So some of these people, 1,000 man, with 60% vote count 1,000. You see, these are the people who say, my people say, I've been petty. 1,000, Victor Williams, 1,807. Sowa Toure Mohammed, 1,099. Sunday, Jonathan Patrick, 943. Can't even hit the 1,000 mark. Sako Duga Koro, 4,780. Magai Charles Francis. This name should not be struggling for power in Sierra Leone. But the way you conduct yourself, Sir Francis Magai, this person is related to Sir Francis Magai, the first prime minister or the founding father of Sierra Leone. 9,622. Kamara Matthew Wilson, 7,000. Sumara, yeah. Kamara Samora Matthew Wilson, 793,751. Yes, Madeline read that already. Yes. Kamara Nebio Musa, 5,149. Keke Ayi Keke, 3,094. Kabuta Sir Henry. Oh, Madeline is related to this person. Kabuta. Kabuta Sir Henry, 2,555. John Joe Mohammed, 1,663. Coca Prince, 4,136. Bio Julius' mother. You know, mother in Mede means grandfather. So his name is actually Julius Bio. But mother, people once they give you that title, yes, Julius or Bio Julius' mother, 1,067,566. And then the first on the list in terms of alphabetical order, Bar Muhammad Channel, 14,821. So if all of you people have put together, all of you people have put together in the opposition and supported Samora, this man is finished. I'm telling you. Because you put all these numbers together, you'll be hitting 2 million while he stayed to 1 million. Yeah. But you see, that's it. And they only say what 50 plus 5% or 50 plus ours is 50 plus 1%. I think theirs is 50 plus or 5%, something like that. So if it remains like this with let me see, 263,900. Anyway, let's wait for the electoral commission to do the work to announce. Yeah, so we're trained in that not to announce results that are provisional and then declare somebody winner. No way, it can't happen. So that's where we have updates. Thank you so much, Magdalene. Hello.
Yeah, Chris.
Yep.
I guess 55%.
55%, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Not 50%. Yeah, 55%. Yes.
Yeah, 55%.
Yeah. Thank you, my brother. Thank you. 55%. Whereas we say 50 plus 1, there is 55%. Yes, I remember that very well. I just wanted to get this color. Okay, so that is it. Coming in from Sierra Leone, these guys really did well, to be frank. If we, the men in the PUL, we could organize ourselves like this, the Liberian media would be vibrant. Every day, workshop, and you don't send people out to go and mingle with other people in this kind of a project undertaking. Look what the ladies have done. Look. Come on, man. I'm too ashamed for male journalists. All we do is to sit on the radio and divide the whole country. You preach one political party a slogan, and then the other person, you leave it, and they throw insult. That's what just exactly what the male journalists, some of them do in our country here. The Fija was breathed out of the PUL. Look how vibrant Fija is. And we sit there, we say, yeah, we waiting. Man, you're way, man. You're wait. Okay, so I'm trying to go to Ellen Johnson's comment. She tweeted yesterday, day before yesterday, and it was about her reaction on this justice situation going on with Gloria. She didn't mention Gloria's car, but she said, let me read the tweet that she said, word for word. Let me read word for word. This is what she said. Sorry, I'm trying to find it out. Yeah, this is what she said. Okay. Sorry, it's reading now. Once it's come, I'm going to read it out. Oh, sorry.
Truth FM 96.1, the heart and soul of Liberia. This station rules the nation.
Okay, this is what Ellen Johnson said. It was a sad day as the Liberian justice system reverted to the bad ways of the past, which I have personally experienced. The noise you're hearing in the background, in your microphone, are staffers of the entity. No, every day we remind her of this, but so let's just continue now. It was a sad day as the Liberian justice system reverted to the bad ways of the past, which I have personally experienced. That was what she tweeted over the weekend. She didn't go any further, but the Analyst newspaper got this one. The Analyst newspaper got this one. It says, oh, I'm trying to get to the, okay, I got it. The Analyst said, carry this sub-lead. Okay, the analyst carried the sub-lead. Sad day for justice system, EJS. And the analyst went on to say, as Councillor Scott, others jailed at South Beach denied bond. Technically, Ellen Johnson, though she tweeted on, was it a Friday or Saturday? She didn't mention anything about the ongoing case, but she said, justice, sad day for justice, something she herself experienced. Hey, Omar, good. Omar, stay active. Yeah. So the analyst is, all right. So that is it. To read from the computer is difficult because the computer split in the middle. That's what we work with here. To get words from here, it's a touch screen though, but the computer just sat down and split itself into two. So that's why we're suffering to read. Anything comes on the screen, sometimes you have to stretch your eyes. Chief Justice Gloria Scott and 3 others. Anyway, I can read that one. But here we go. Can we accurately say, is Ellen Johnson telling the truth about the justice system? Reflecting to the past, something which she said she herself experienced. The justice system. With 6 minutes, 14 minutes or up to, we'd like to hear you. It was a very short tweet. I don't bother media person can want to build on it, but it was a very short line. She just went on and said, bad day for the justice system, reverting to the past. Everybody knows what happened to the past. If one of my listeners has just sent me images of Bella Yella, the remains of Bella Yella, sending the images, the building. Everybody knows what happened. As a matter of fact, let me clear this one. Ellen Johnson did not go Bella Yella. She was incarcerated at Postacate. She was never sent to Bella Yella, as many people would think. Yes, she herself said that she didn't go to Bella Yella. But she attempted to turn Bella Yella into a vocational institution. I don't know what those are the places media institutions should be sponsoring their reporters to go. Those are the places to go. I'm undertaking a project to send few reporters to Batala. What has left to Batala base, on Batala base? One of the most notorious training center in our national history. It is unlike Bella Yella was detention, maximum prison, but Batala was training, was military orientation, which went viral. And then it started to misrepresent military orientation. My little brother, the one that came next to me, he died already. Sorry, in fact, he died in the war. We didn't have the opportunity to lay hands on his remains to bury, but he was forcibly taken to Batala base, and they started to militarily orientate him. It went against his way because we tried repeatedly, talk to the authorities, everything they asked for to get him out. You always wrote, he said he didn't want to be there, but if anybody saw this letter, he would have been executed. But we were not able to get him out because when Chucky Taylor craziness got in his head, he could even take human being to be chicken. So halfway militarily oriented, and the young man was sent to the battlefield and he got killed on the front in Vonjama. How many journalists have ever gone to Batala to see what happened? Is there any memorial that we can put up to that place? Memorial, not memorializing Mr. Taylor and his son onslaught on peaceful people in the name of building military. But those who were taken there out of their will, trained, tortured, And the list goes on. Journalists, what we do, always sit in Monrovia here. Your knee and where you calling from? Your knee and where you calling from? Batala right here. And I went to Belle. I did a documentary. It is that documentary. It's not for me. It is owned by the executive mansion. The video section has it. 2 times I've been to Belle. So since Madam President said she would have turned the place into a vocational institution, and then we all cut the ribbon to the road and left. What has happened there? People live there, Liberians there. They live there. In fact, the creek the presidents used to take by in is almost now in the center of the town. The town has grown over. That remains, the building stands there, and that is it. If you think I'm lying, ask former Representative Dixon Yasia. He's very knowledgeable about what happened in Belle. That's his area in Belle. And what is left now. What is left now? In fact, you are very instrumental and was all into it for the road to get our place and a school building. But you know the way we can vote, you say, but man, you spend 6 years now, get your friend. Like brother, so spend 6 years, give your friend chance. I beg you. Those are projects media practitioners and institutions issue. Go to this place here. What a place name between River Says and Nimba? Yeah, I will come to it. Let me just finish with this one. River Says and Nimba. Oh, what's the place name? They got the B people occupying that place there. What a place name? B Doru. Man, I went to that place. Certain people are sort of like the lost tribe of the Amazon basin in Brazil. You don't even know they live differently and they look differently. How many media institutions will go into those hard places and highlight the plight of those people? Anyway, what I learn is what I learn. What you learn is what you learn. It depends. Yeah, you are calling, man. So be Doru people. For them, the only time they will see vehicle is when there are elections ahead. Election finish. Yeah, my people. People suffer. I don't know. Yeah,
I think you're raising a very good point. Who watches the watchdog? Besides journalists deciding to remain here, they've also taken on partisanship. 90% of the journalists in Liberia now, they're wearing barracks or wearing t-shirts and speaking, for political parties. That's one of the worst things that some of the journalists have gotten involved in. You come to think about it, the journalists are not even concerned about the ongoing case hanging over the people's respective leadership. You see how far we go. The PUL does not have a fitting headquarters constructed on our own. The PUL cannot answer to the $100,000 given to it by President SELLEE. Besides that, how many journalists have gone to even reawaken the quote-unquote new capital city, Viking Park? Nobody knows about it.
And before I let you go, I'll let you continue. When I went to Bidoru, I made a trip to Zikepa. It was a promise made by the government for a new capital. Whether for political reason or not, but that government should have been held accountable. As a matter of fact, there was $100 United States placed in the budget for feasibility study. Those 100,000, sorry. Who did that money go to? Whether feasibility study was done or not? Because we are just the kind of journalism we do.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Nobody follow up everything against. Nobody follow up on anything in the country. You see, so those of you who went through the thick and torn of journalism, of the passion, if one of you guys can have the support, see what, I mean, I don't want to say little Madeline, but look at your trainee, Madeline. You've taken up time to help nurture Madeline, see how far she's. But if the journalists were going there, reawakening or finding the details of some of the things that happen in our country, we would not have been to where we are. About 90% of our journalists are now wearing t-shirts. They're wearing berets. They're speaking. They've become political officers and press officers for political parties. I mean, it's shameful because some of them, that's the only way they can live. There are many things that you know that Tottenham built a farm here, and that farm no longer in existence. It's right here in Tututa.
Tututa.
Yeah, nobody knows what's happening. We have a man-made lake here, Lake Tierney. Nobody knows. The worst thing here, you know that the OAU was formed here. How many people have gone to Sunny College to talk about that? Today we call the AU. The OAU was formed here. With our late president, Tottenham, secretary, and and the rest of the folks from other countries. But you see, we need to conscientize those who actually want to be journalists. It hurts me to see a journalist, yes, an institution can shift public opinion. But yeah, you see the man say, look, me, I'm supporting the party. He comes on the radio, he want to project the image of that side and leave the other side. But people like you, yeah, you may not be perfect, but you try to balance the scale. You one person who bring both government people and opposition people together. Unlike some of the institutions, yeah, just take one person, one group of people. You brought Akaros Gray, yeah, you brought hardcore government people on the station. You brought opposition people here. You go to dig, go to look down in the
even the song, some of the songs I played today, I challenge you, and some radio station the day can play it.
You can play it. You now play CDC song on our radio station so many times. Even today you play Joe Wiago, another time you play, because it shows your objectivity. That's why you see the Universal Library just, where were you, Chris? They said, where were you? Your objectivity and peace be to Professor Joe Mulba.
Joe Mulba.
All the guys, yeah. All the guys that have to bring you
What they cover with Madina Wilson.
I know you would not have let Madina Wilson.
You know, Madina. Yeah, Madina came to the class one time. She gave quiz, yeah. Then she corrected the paper. Then she came to class. She said, "Look, I'm going to turn down my services to the university right now." So I asked her, I said, "Madam, what happened?" She said, "How will somebody be in university? You write one paragraph, you can't find verb inside." You whole paragraph, no verb, no. I mean sentence. If I just a paragraph, sentence, you say one whole sentence. The person, she was very professional, right? Meticulous. She didn't want to name the person. So that person wrote one sentence, no verb inside. That person want to get college degree.
you know, Chatela, you will live something up there called Maliki.
Yes.
And try to get information as to where is Maliki. Something like in the same Chatela photo where he's on a cutting
something like cutting tree, yeah.
Yeah, photo where he's on a cutting tree in Maliki. I mean, these are historical stuff that we expect some of our journalists
whether it is true or not. But if somebody is interviewed and they tell you, say, "Oh, we used to hear it, but we never saw it," that alone, you got the news already.
Yeah.
Eh? All the one, yeah.
Has anyone gone there to speak to his current wife, Victoria, or somebody with a caretaker? But this demon where he started all talking, bro. Did you see the demon? No, somebody told me.
The award I ever won from the PUL was not newscasting, was not commentary, was not writing, was not editing. It was about reporting or documenting a development story when the sea washed away several homes at the backside of JFK.
Absolutely, I remember.
And I won that development reporter of the year, and it landed me in Johannesburg for 3 weeks. If I were 3 more, I said no, it was too long. So the company, the DSTV and MultiChoice, owner of DSTV, decided to give me some money back because I told them I couldn't stay. I live in the best hotel in Johannesburg, Michelangelo.
Marco, you've been around.
Yeah. Just
to drop a line, you see, the Ministry of Gender came on the other day with statistics. They said over 300,000 children are street children from 2018 up to now. And then it is being estimated that we have over 80,000 less fortunate young people in the street. But how many of them come from different counties? How many in Magiri? How many grandpas? So we need.
They never disaggregated. They just gave. Yeah.
We did never did so. How many of them going? What is the disadvantage and advantage of having 300,000 street children? Do we have independent journalists that can verify and bring out the actual fact as to what the Ministry of Gender said that we have over 300,000 street children? What was then before? What is it now? How does that work? See what is happening before Babylon. Create all of the vocational training centers meant to teach and educate and build the skills of young people.
Everything down.
They are all closed. Panama in Sano closed. Tumutu in Bonkande closed. Clay in Bomikande, everything down. Those institutions were basically created to elevate and change and give skills to the young people. If we have 300,000 street children according to the Ministry of Gender, what become of those vocational training centers? What are we doing with them? Can journalists go to verify what is happening in Panama with the training center there? What is happening in Clay? What is happening in Tumutu? I remember when former president said he left that infamous groundbreaking ceremony from Banga, Johnson there. She moved straight to Tumutu and she witnessed and participated in the graduation ceremony of 117 young men and women that graduated since 2017. That vocational school has not been able to put up any graduate. This is 2023. You want to say what we're talking about? Our partners gave $2 million to the government with respect to, disadvantaged youth. It cannot be seen. Who said that? Zoga Wissing. So, you raised a valid point. A very valid point. Journalists sitting here, where are you calling from? Where's the need? Where are you calling from? Where's the need?
With no offense, with no offense to our callers. No offense to our callers.
No offense to them, but you gotta go further in Lego pastor. You can't go to church every day. You quote in John 3:16. The congregation will get mad at you. You gotta put different Bible voices and analyze and give them. So it's the same. If you keep doing one thing over and over, now the journalists who are looking at the traffic police. All the police go on be traffic police. They don't want me traffic police. So I want to thank you for this topic, and that's why True FM will forever remain True FM, because like people like you and some other folks are there. You raise out the issue, you are now on NSR, you bring the opposition, you bring the government people, you bring the social people, you bring the traditional people, the professional, the community people, and together we can find a lasting solution. We are praying to God that nothing escalates in Sierra Leone. So because whatever affects Sierra Leone affects us, because when it seems we will catch cold.
All right.
And then as we go on, nothing happens. Whoever wins the election fairly, we all rally around that person and move our country forward.
Thank you.
This country is very progressive. Thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you. Let me take Hafor, a Liberian journalist. I must have stepped on journalist toes. Hafor, are you there?
Yeah. How are you doing, Chris?
Yes. What's your point on this one quickly before we leave?
You did not step on journalist toes, but you said the truth. But you know what happening? The thing here is that people do not go to investigate because the very institution they work for cannot make available the funds for them to go to investigate.
Another point.
Yes, unless for BBC, it will send people, other Western media will send you, equip you financially, everything you need to go and carry on investigation. Liberia, it is the opposite. The money they even pay you is not sufficient.
And I'm very guilty of that because Madeleine trip to she was officially excused to cover Sierra Leone election.
Yeah.
But we gave her nothing to go.
Okay.
Everything that she needed was given by Fiji. And I'm very ashamed of myself of how we treated her as a management.
So you see, when these things happening, who is able to go now to the Tubman farm you talk about to ask questions, to ascertain from one person to another person why this farm has gone down the drain, why Tubman material or property he has in Maryland are going down the drain. Who is that journalist able to go from one place to another from his own pocket? It is quite impossible because of the little resources.
And one of the trees at the home of Todman, his Morovia home, private home.
Yeah.
One of those trees he planted in front of his home is uprooted and laying on the fence in an abandoned building. Who is investigating what?
The one right to come up time.
Yes. But guess what? Fiji has a project. I hope I'm correct on this one. It's sponsored by I think a Canadian civil society organization. Journalists go out, you fetch the news, you read especially on mental health or living condition of people, and it is sent to them to Fiji. When they send it if that story is published, they give you $100 plus $20. Okay, tell me how many journalists taking advantage of this one? The last time the president of Fiji came here said we are under pressure because Liberia is not making use of the fund allocated for Liberia.
Okay.
Because the money will be there until the fiscal year closes, and the people will take the money back because nobody writing the story.
Nobody writing the story. You know, we are not. I'm not no insult to our colleagues. We are not to this side as well. The agents will carry around to do complete writing of stories like the people used to do those stuff. Those days they do the interview and read the script.
Hold on. Let me join this out. Just hold on. Hello.
Yeah, Chriso.
Yes.
Let me applaud you, man.
What's your
name? Call. This is James Colley.
James Colley, Liberian journalist.
James A. Colley.
Okay, James. Let's hear you quickly.
Not a journalist, but really, I mean, you struck dollar points, and your colleague that just called in just before this caller also raised a very valid point. But what I also want to add to this is, I mean, all of these sacrifices, journalism is almost like the sacrifices teachers go through.
Yes.
If you look around today, after all of these sacrifices, for example, Magdalene, right in Sierra Leone, what become of her is just in case, out of violence, she lost her life.
She's not insured. She's not insured. And exactly what you're saying.
So honestly, just to add some things to what you just said, and also I want to really, really applaud you. Let Liberia hear this, your leadership.
Yeah.
Not everybody in such a position will say, Magdalene, you go. I always want to go ahead. Thank you so much. I just wanted to point that out. Thank you.
Thank you. Hatchford, are you there? I think that's for left. Okay, we call it a quit. See, I think we have to make this thing topical. Who watches the watchdog? Hey, man. Hello?
Chris, how are you?
Yes.
Okay, Chris, this is Ambassador S. Lionel Johnson.
Quickly, let's hear you 1 minute before we sign off. We are about to sign off.
I want to thank you for this very important topic. But one question I want to ask you as a seasoned professional journalist.
Yeah.
What happened to the PU headquarters? PUL headquarters. What happened to that development? What happened to the funding? Who are responsible? What happened to the PUL headquarters? I was in Senegal. When you see the PUL headquarters, they get at the executive marshal with people sound like dishes. Why is it everything about us is in the reverse? Why?
All right. Thank you. The PUL headquarters, I was in the UL auditorium when former information minister Cletus here announced $100,000 to the PUL from Ellen Johnson SELLEE for its headquarters. Then President George Barping Later on, the project started on 13th or 14th Street, and then it stopped because some members of the PUL, and their names are available, we can unveil their names. They connived with the construction company, and they asked the construction company to give their commission. When they took their commission, what was left of the construction company could not build the headquarters design that they had. So the construction company started to agitate, and they couldn't be accountable to the construction company and that of the PUL. And then when Peter Kwekwe took over, he filed a lawsuit against everyone that was involved. And the project de-escalated to the point where it is now, in fact, all the bricks that were moved over there, crush racks, they were all removed. Some of them by very PUL members, relocated the bricks. At the end of the day, every president that came, they will remove the case in court. That 100,000 bucks became VLA in our own local parlance. Nothing came out of it. It went into the pockets of individual PUL members at the time who referred to themselves as big fish. Shame on them. So no wonder why the PUL, look at the headquarters. Look at Fidja's headquarters. Fidja that is giving birth to by PUL. Anyway, that is it. Don't get me wrong. Those in charge of PUL are not responsible for PUL's problem today. Those who ate the money are the ones responsible for headquarters issue. See you on tomorrow. Tomorrow, my colleague Madeline will be here, and we'll go strictly full blast with her colleagues into analysis from what happened into Sierra Leone. You see, while I was so concerned about her safety, because there's no insurance, and every time I told her whether you were in helmet or in bulletproof, the security forces were firing all over the place. But thank God, all of them have crossed into our territory, sound and safe. See you tomorrow.
Every mountainside, let freedom ring, and when this happens, when we allow freedom ring, when we let it ring from every village and every hamlet, we will be able to speed up that day